What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathon Elijah.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venencia. Let's kick it off. We didn't mention it last week, but we are playing in fantasy football this week. I need to pull up the projections right now because I was 3 points projected to win last time I checked. So
Oh, last
that's how
time I
we'll
checked,
start.
you projected to win by like 25. I just had no hope.
Oh, I take a nap
Now
after the yeah.
it's close. I'm projected to
Oh,
lose by point 0.4.
yeah. It is razor tight here. I thought it was close, but I may be mistaken. I got a couple leagues to balance out, but yeah. It's a close game, so we'll see how it finishes up. Of
Oh my
course,
God, it was not close until my kicker had 29.
Jesus.
Shout out to my boy Brett Mayer, whatever, on the Cowboys. Never heard of this man, but 29 points. Shout out to you, my boy. You were keeping me alive. I had a couple people just absolutely bust this week, so I need that. I mean, CeeDee Lamb has 9 points. He's outscoring his wide receiver by 20 points almost. So
That
shout out to
is
him.
that's nuts. I've never seen 20 points, like 29 points, especially from a kicker. I've seen low 20s, but 29.
He got
He's
5
probably
minutes
gonna
left. He could break 30. Yeah.
he's probably getting a 30 piece here. So that's just tough for me to play. Like whatever though. And then in my other league, I'm projected to win by 6. This is the league that really matters. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that our league was wraps. I was really like kind of whatever on it. I had a bunch of people like, oh no, sorry, it's another league. I had a bunch of people on buys in another league. This just wasn't a good week for me. I thought all around. I think there's a chance I lose all 3 of my leagues. I kind of deal with that. Once I have like a team I, agree on, if they all have the same bye week, whatever. I just deal
Yeah.
with it. So I'll just take
Yeah.
that 1 L if I have a good season the rest of the season. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see on that. I'm real curious to see how this finishes up. It is currently 95 to 71, essentially. And I have Mike Williams, Travis Kelsey, and Kadarius Toney. And then you have Justin Herbert left. So we'll see. I mean, I
Hmm.
hope they can make up that difference, but there are no guarantees in fantasy football. So
No, it's always tough. Like, especially, you get Chiefs against Chargers. Chiefs run it up. Like, that could be a high scoring game. Herbert, I'd love like a rushing touchdown out of him or something. That would be big for me to pull it out this week. But we'll see. Obviously, like you said, can't count anything before it happens in fantasy. So I just like that I'm ahead currently because that means you have to make up the points. But
yeah,
you got
that's
some
always my
dogs
thing.
left. You got some dogs left though, so you should be good. But we'll fill you guys in next week on how that turns out. The one other thing I wanted to kind of amend from last week. Last week I said the Walking Dead finale was the night before the episode dropped. That was a lie, actually. I did not realize it was a lie in the moment that we talked about LeBron lying that whole episode. Elijah said that I was kind of a liar too at some points, and
This just
he was
confirms it.
right. Yep, he was right. I was lying, but I didn't know I was. So apparently they have a thing like AMC Plus or whatever, and it drops a week ahead on that. So the 23rd episode dropped 2 weeks ago from today on AMC Plus, and then it dropped last week on live TV. And they didn't give the last episode on AMC Plus. They wanted everybody to watch at the same time. So it is officially tonight, November 20th. So I will be watching it. I want to see how it ends up. I watched the 23rd episode just because I was like, is this the last episode? Like, I don't know. And then it didn't really seem like it was, obviously, based on the way it ended. It ended like a big cliffhanger, but you kind of know it has to for the series finale. I'm gonna tell you what happened because it was so
I'm
funny. If
smoking on
anybody's
that Judith pack.
if anybody's watching and they haven't watched this episode of The Walking Dead, I feel like they're not going to ever. But whatever. Yeah, Judith caught a stray. It was wild. So if Judith dies, that'll be quite the ending.
No, no way. Like,
No way. They can't kill all the Grimes family members
no, definitely
except for
not. So
RJ.
yeah.
Well, I guess Rick's still alive too, technically, but like he's off the show. So it's like if they were all gone from the show, it'd be over. But I guess it is going to be over, so maybe they will. I don't know.
Yeah. The show ends. I mean,
A lot of shows ending.
of course. Yeah, no, it's like a bittersweet moment, especially for like something for The Walking Dead. Like The Walking Dead. Like I grew up with that show, Like 2010, I was 9 years old watching that shit.
Damn, that's crazy. That's like
Now I'm a grown
Atlanta.
man.
I know
Now,
Atlanta
no,
just
it watched
finished.
me grow up. It raised me.
I know it turned you into him. But yeah, Atlanta just finished last week too, and that was tough. I mean, dropped in like 2016 or whatever, 2017 for the first season. Now it's over. Crazy to see. Went by really fast. I took a long break, but loved that we got 2 seasons this year. Wish we would have got more seasons, but loved it for what it was. A lot of shows ending, also a little foreshadowing, about the Brockhampton stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that if you're listening, I would guess, but
we'll get into that a little bit.
We'll get into that later. Partially. Yeah. No, we don't get too much away, but partially. Yeah, I think we should get into today's topic. We got a special guest. You'll find out when he gets into the episode. We recorded that part of the episode a couple of days ago. Very good. I was very happy with it. Shout out to our boy for joining us. I hope you guys enjoy the 2018 songs bracket. It should be a banger. I hope you guys, it was a banger. We know now, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's banging. I mean, this is kind of like we're kind of breaking the fourth wall here by doing this, talking about something we already recorded. Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoy this, my boy. So let's get into that.
All right, it's time for the main topic of today's episode. We have a special guest for today's episode for the 2018 bracket. We thought it was all right to bring a guest on. In past episodes, we've done a bracket. We've had disagreements about which song should move on. So to settle that, we had 3 people on today's episode. So Brennen, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right, my name is Brennen Granados, born and raised, probably not a couple streets down from 2nd Avenue. You know the vibes. I've known Johnny and Elijah ever since high school. Elijah definitely longer, but Johnny had a big influence on my music, so it's pretty dope to be here. Honestly, old head looking out for a youngin'. Appreciate it, but happy to be here.
I mean, Brennan's sounded a little bit short. Like back, I'll go with a crazy little story here. Back in the day, Brennan had this, like, I was like 3-4 years old. I didn't know how to tie my shoes. And he had the little book, where you learn how to tie your shoes.
Oh yeah.
I remember I left it at Brennan's. I like had to hide it or something because that thing's so fucking knotted up.
He tore that shit up, dude. It was bad. He was a little
I
bit
didn't know how to tie
back
my
in the
shoes,
day.
I was trying to learn.
He still hasn't learned, but we're getting there.
And then
this is actually so crazy because I didn't know you guys knew each other this long.
Yeah, dude. Our moms were like good friends back in the day.
Yeah, then there was like that period from like ages 5 to like freshman year. We got pretty close because we were in the same English class. So
yeah,
pretty lit. We had a little project on J. Cole.
Yeah.
There's a music connection there
already,
well,
dude.
so.
Already.
Fire.
It kicked off there with music, and it's definitely just
gone up from there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can remember, cooling with BG in the basement, listening to some music back in the day. We don't speak of those days anymore, though, obviously. But yeah, we had some good times down
there. Yeah, those are for the basement only.
Yeah, if you were there, you were there. If you know, you know. But yeah,
exactly.
Today's episode, 2018 songs bracket. It's gonna be a good one. I mean, 2018, a great year. It's heavily contested whether 2018, 2016, what's the best year in the past couple of years?
2018 is better.
Hot take.
That's not hot.
Looking at the songs for this bracket, I'm not mad at that take.
It's a pretty fire. That's not a hot take. That is the take.
Okay. We'll see. Maybe we can pull it up after the episode and see what is the better song, the winner of this bracket versus No Problem, the winner of our 2016 bracket. Yeah, see, in the 2016 song bracket, we basically ended in a tie. It was Fire Stretch My Hands versus No Problem, so we didn't come to an agreement. Eventually, the IG poll decided No Problem was the winner, but we couldn't decide in the middle of the episode, which was tough. So I'm glad today, we can settle it for sure. But yeah, I think we should just get into the bracket. Our first matchup is Sicko Mode by Travis Scott versus OOK by Gunna.
Free Gunna. Free YSL.
Yeah, free YSL. Always.
We kind of had the debate here. We kind of went with the hits over the over a track like Skeletons. That's what I wanted off Astro World. That was my pick, but I understand Sicko Mode being here. Obviously, just a phenomenal song.
For sure.
Craziest beat switch maybe ever in hip hop, honestly. Like,
hot take.
I'm not even the biggest fan of like Travis or Drake, really, but like you can't deny that this song hits. Like,
so iconic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you play it; it'll be a vibe.
Not to take anything away from okay though. That's like that was Young Thug with his 2 kids at the time, Lil Baby and Gunna. Like I remember banging that back in the day. It's just they all sound so the same and so in sync. But obviously we gotta go Sicko Mode here for me.
I think it's easy.
Easy Sicko Mode. Okay, good song. I'll be honest. Like when we started picking the songs, I looked at it. I was like, I don't think I know that song. But then I played it. I was like, okay, I know it, but I don't know it by name. Like it's a song that you definitely most
Honestly,
people have
yeah.
heard. But I didn't know it by name. I'll be honest. Sicko Mode though. I mean, in 2018, it was Sicko Mode and another song in contention for the songs that were running the parties when I was in college. So 2018, like that was when I was 20 turning 21 in 2019, so a lot of these songs were still in rotation heavy at all the parties, all the bars. And Sicko Mode, you heard it everywhere you went, unavoidable. It's going to make a deep run here, assuming it doesn't get too tough of a matchup. We'll see moving on though. All right, next matchup we have 1999 Wildfire by Brockhampton versus The Man Who Has Everything by Chance the Rapper.
This was kind of interesting times for Chance. I still don't think he's out of those interesting times. Obviously, with the 2016 he had, like you had mentioned a little bit earlier, like this man was on top of the world. I like the track. It was one I haven't heard in a while, so I can't remember which one of you two threw it on there, but thank you for that. But with that being said, I can't not choose 1999 Wildfire. Brockhampton's dropping today, the final album, so I gotta go with that for me.
I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased. I threw the Chance track on there, and like when this song came out, it was giving me like super high hopes for what the Chance album was gonna be, and unfortunately, that was a huge letdown. But I can look back at these songs and like at least get a little something of some new Chance. Even though he's been dropping some new tracks lately. But I mean, personally, I'm sticking with Chance if I do say so myself.
That, yeah.
Brockhampton is going to move on because I'm going Brockhampton here. But I mean, I'll give Chance his flowers right now while we're talking about it. I mean, this was definitely like the last good Chance we got. And then it went really downhill. And I think it's, on an uphill trajectory again. But yeah, this was like the last good Chance that I was like really bumping like that. Like I was, so happy when these songs dropped. This pack of songs was dope. I remember it dropped, 11 o'clock on a Friday or a Thursday. And I was like about to go out. And I just like had to play these songs before I could go out. And it was great. I remember that very vividly. And I mean, it's like the song's called. I mean, The Man Who Has Everything. Chance was the man who has everything at that point. And you see how fast that has changed. But yeah, we're recording on Thursday. So it's almost 10 o'clock. In an hour, Chance is dropping another new track. So hopefully it comes through. You'll find out what I think later in the episode because we're going to record that on Sunday. But I'm excited for Chance. So got to give him a little bit of respect here because Chance was him.
Definitely, it's been all about the highs and lows for Chance, no pun intended.
Mm-hmm. All right, but yeah, we got 1999 Wildfire moving on. Next matchup, Drip Too Hard by Lil Baby and Gunna versus Potato Salad by Tyler and ASAP Rocky.
Phenomenal track for Rocky and Tyler here. Me and Brennan this is the last song we listened to in the car. We just got some dinner before this. But with that being said, for me, when I think of 2018, I think of tracks like Sicko Mode, an aforementioned track and then I mean another one we haven't mentioned yet, and then Drip Too Hard. That was just going crazy. That was like when I knew, that was what Lil Baby after what was his album that he dropped before? Yeah, he's got some out. The one with
he drops like 3 a year. Yeah, I don't even know.
But harder this is when ever? Harder than ever. This is when I knew. I was like, Lil Baby's he's gonna be a star. He's here to stay. So
nah, even though I threw Drip Too Hard in here, like that was my pick. Potato Salad for me is just a stupid banger. ASAP and Tyler coming together and both having just crazy bars the whole time. Literally, there's not one part in that song that I'm not like banging my head to. It just doesn't stop. I mean, Drip Too Hard definitely is a different vibe. It honestly, like, it depends on like where I'm at, what song I want to listen to 100%. But at the end of the day, I'm sticking with Potato Salad.
Okay, 1-1. So you guys are putting me in a big position here. I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be 2-0 Drip Too Hard, and my vote was not going to be really mattering coming into here. And I was going to go Potato Salad, so I'm sticking with my gut, going Potato Salad. It's a song that I would play personally more. But like you said, Brennan, it really depends on the setting. Like, if I'm on aux at a party, Drip Too Hard 10 out of 10 times. But if it's me, myself, listening to music, Potato Salad, 8 out of 10 times probably. So, yeah, I love that track. Obviously, set the bar very high for that potential Wang Sap collab project from those two. Everybody's been wishing for it since that day, basically. And I mean, hopefully we get something else from them in the future. But even if we don't, I'm happy with the one track we got because it was very special.
100%.
All right, next matchup, we got Automatic by Freddie Gibbs versus Reborn by Kid See Ghost.
Brennen, I'll let you lead this one off.
This is a hard one for me. I don't know. This was the first Freddie Gibbs album I ever heard ever. Like I didn't even know who Freddie was before this came out. And just hearing this, like, not different type of bars, but like more grimy bars coming out of Gary, Indiana, of all places, was just, it was super dope for me. It's like a different vibe of the kind of trap, drug lord type stuff. He is, losing a beef, as Elijah likes to mention a lot of the times anytime I bring it up. But and then on the other hand, you got, Kanye West and Kid Cudi, a once iconic duo, maybe not so more. But I'm gonna have to go with Reborn personally. It just hits different. It hits you in the soul. Freddie can't do that.
I'm also with Reborn here, although I would have opted for Cutting Montage off of Kid See Ghost.
Respect. Yeah, Cutting Montage is great. I'm going Reborn here, though. Reborn, huge song from 2018. A lot of people swear by this song, live and die for this song. It is a great track. Has to move on. It'd be a shame if it lost first round. All right, let's move on to the next one here. We got Praise the Lord by A$AP Rocky and Skepta versus Life Goes On by Lil Baby Gunna and Lil Uzi.
This is super tough. Like, this is a very tough first round matchup. Like, these other ones haven't been too crazy for me. Damn. Jonathan, I'm gonna let you start it off. We'll do a little rotation here.
Okay.
Because I need to sit on this one for a second.
Yeah, these are two really hard hitters. I don't know which one I listen to more. I think I'm gonna go Praise the Lord. I love the beat on Praise the Lord. That's just such an infectious beat. You can really just vibe with that. I love Life Goes On though. Really good track, really good flows from everybody on it. But yeah, I think I'm playing Praise the Lord more. And I was definitely listening to it more in 2018. So I'm gonna go with that.
I feel like it's aged a little bit better as well, is why I would give it my vote there. Give Praise the Lord my vote.
I'm sticking with the same trend. It's just, it's a banger. When it first came out, it was a little overplayed, but it found its way back into my rotation not too long ago, and it's just hitting different lately.
I feel like if I want a baby track off from 2018, I'm gonna go to Yes Indeed or Drip Too Hard. So
yeah, definitely.
So after some discussion between us off camera, we messed up. Yes Indeed should have been the track rather than Life Goes On, but we also had an off camera vote, and Praise the Lord still wins. So
amen. Life Goes On.
Shout out to Yes Indeed though. Great track. Next matchup here, we got A Lot by 21 Savage versus Narcos by Migos.
I listened to Narcos earlier, and obviously, with the tragic passing of Takeoff, that is one of my most memorable verses from him off of any of the Migos projects. Arguably my favorite, and I think he wipes Quavo and Offset off in that song. So crazy closing in that song for him. So that's got to be my vote.
I mean, me personally, I don't even really listen to the Migos like that. RIP Takeoff. But I mean, when J. Cole and 21 Savage come together on any track, has it ever been a letdown? You know what I'm saying? A great song. Never. Both go crazy. So I'm definitely, a lot's taking it for me.
It's got to be A Lot. That J. Cole verse is
unbeatable,
one of the most memorable verses from this year, 100%. From the past decade, even, I would argue. So, yeah, I got to be Cole here. Got to be 21 here, I guess. Whatever. Next matchup, we got Black Balloons by Denzel Curry versus Respect the Game by Meek Mill.
I mean, I'm the one that threw Respect the Game in there. It's a heater song for me. It gets me pumped up in the gym, or even if I'm, out and about with my friends, or even at a party or something like that. You can play that and people will go crazy, in my opinion. There was some controversy on what song should have been picked off this album, but it's just the one I happen to go with. But still, Denzel's going crazy on Black Balloons, so I think I'm going Denzel.
I think you explained Meek Mill perfectly there. Just perfect gym rapper. He can get you hyped up before a sporting event or going to the gym, whatever. But with that being said, it's Denzel Curry pretty easily. I think regardless of whatever Meek Mill track you chose off championships.
Yeah.
Gotta show love to Meek for dropping that the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So
yeah, shout out to Meek. I don't know. All this talk about, there's so many options with all these projects. Denzel is another one. We could have gone, Kurt Cobain, ultimately on Black Balloons. Again, no matter what song I think we pick, it's probably going to beat Meek out here in the first round at least. I love Black Balloons, though. Easily gets my pick. Next matchup is an interesting one. We got This Is America by Childish Gambino versus Calligraphy by Saba. Saba, another one where there's a lot of options you could pick off this album. Life would be a good option. Gray, Prom King,
Busy.
probably the best
Heaven all
song.
around me.
Tough. Heaven all around me. So many good songs. Calligraphy, good track. I feel like I'm gonna go This Is America though. I might listen to it less, but it was a bigger moment. And in 2018, I loved it. The video was crazy, super dope video. Yeah, gotta go This Is America.
I feel like This Is America has a bigger imprint on 2018, of course, with how viral it was going and everything. And then I'm kind of in the same boat with you, where although it's not in my rotation as much, still give it the nod.
At least in the first
I don't care.
round.
I don't care what either of you say. I'm picking Sabo.
Hey, you're entitled to your own opinion.
Hey, no, I mean, like, I get where you're all coming from 100%, but like, I just vividly remember listening to Sabo for the first time and it being this song. So I think I just got a little emotions wrapped up in this pick a little bit. So yeah,
No,
I'll
that's
take
how
the
it
L
goes.
with Saba. Me and Saba will take this L together. We'll figure it out.
Respect. Saba had easily one of the best albums of this year, but This Is America's a hit and a moment. Tough to beat that. But
100%.
Prom King is like one of my all-time favorite songs. So
It's hard not to like a song on that album, honestly.
That's one of the best long tracks ever, Johnny.
For sure.
Too good. All right, second round on the left side. Like we've done in all the past brackets, we're going to do the full left side, then go to the right side. So second round on the left side, we have Sicko Mode versus 1999 Wildfire.
This is where Brockhampton meets its end. It's going to meet its end today, final album, and it's going out of this bracket right now.
That was a bold statement. I don't know.
You're delusional. If you don't, you're delusional. If you don't
I'm just not like a big like Travis and Drake fan. I'm just not. I never have been. I'm not gonna like claim to be. Even though, like, don't get me wrong, Sicko Mode's crazy, but I mean, me going into this bracket, I'm just like, it's a lot of my personal preferences that I'm putting into these answers. So I'm definitely going with Brockhampton on this one. Might be a hot take, might get some hate, whatever, but that's what I'm going with.
Shame this man.
Go ahead, roast me in the comments. Do it. I'm prepared.
Well, you guys again put me in a tough situation here, 1-1. Looks like Brockhampton's moving on. Nah, I'm fuck with you. It's Travis. It's easy.
I was about to wrap this up.
No, yeah.
I understand.
It's got to be Sicko Mode. I mean, that song's a hit. So good. I love 1999 Wildfire, but it just is not at that Sicko Mode level. Sicko Mode defines 2018 to me. It was everywhere. So I got to go with Sicko Mode. I love 1999 Wildfire. I might even listen to it more today, but Sicko Mode is like an elite hit from the past decade. So got to have it on there. Next matchup here, we got Potato Salad versus Reborn.
I mean, me personally, when Kids See Ghosts came out, it was a great time. No one really saw it coming. Super fire album all around, and it's just hard not to pick this one in this round, honestly. Like, I'm gonna see Reborn going pretty far in this bracket personally, so I'm gonna keep riding with it and definitely go with Reborn.
Yeah, I think it's Reborn here, pretty easily for me. Although great track there, lost in my first round though, so
yeah, it's got to be Reborn. Great track. Shout out to Potato Salad though, great track.
Yeah, for sure.
Next matchup here, sticking with A$AP Rocky, we got Praise the Lord versus A Lot.
I like A Lot here.
I think this one's easy, honestly.
I kind of regret not choosing A Lot the first round. I feel like that was kind of out of pocket. But that takeoff verse that's tough. That's what I wanted from me. So RP Takeoff. Maybe I'm playing with my emotions right now. Like not using my head.
Yeah, no, it's got to be A Lot here. I mean, that's a great track. Elite feature. That was back when like J. Cole's feature game was unmatched. Still is, but that was like when it was really on a tear.
Top tier. It was on the peak. Yeah.
He was on like Babla Boat. He was on a lot of big tracks in 2018. So yeah, easily A Lot there. Final matchup of the left side, second round, we have Black Balloons versus This Is America.
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't go with This Is America in the first round, and I'm still not going with it personally. I don't know. Denzel Curry, definitely different kind of vibe, but it's my kind of vibe. So I'm sticking with Denzel.
I'm rocking with Denzel Curry here as well.
Okay. I was going to go Denzel here too, because there's a point where, we gave This Is America the first round for being a bigger moment, but Black Balloons is probably a better song. You know what I mean? Like Black Balloons just is a song I think everybody should like. Like it's a great track. Might not be as popular as This Is America is or was, but it should be. So yeah, gotta be Black Balloons here. And that sets up the third round, the Elite Eight, left side of the bracket. We got Sicko Mode versus Reborn.
I'm riding with Sicko Mode here. I'm riding with Drizzy and Travis, two of my top 5 favorite artists ever, versus just one with Kanye and then that bum Kid Cudi. So.
I was waiting for the Kid Cudi hate to come out.
Was
yeah.
gonna come out. Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
I can see Reborn getting by just for like the impact Kanye brought to that song. But I mean, the run ends here for me.
I mean, I've pretty much been hating on Sicko Mode from the jump, so I'm not going to switch up now. I'm definitely going with Reborn on this one.
Sicko Mode's moving on. After our little prank last time, I'm not playing around anymore. Sicko Mode. It's a juggernaut. Something big's gonna have to take it out. We'll see.
I feel like if you have like an artist combination of like Kanye and Pusha T, maybe the track wins out there, but definitely not with that mid-ass artist.
Mid Cuddy, as some would say. All right. Next Elite Eight matchup, left side of the bracket, we got A Lot versus Black Balloons.
I like A Lot here.
Yeah, I think this is an easy pick, honestly. A Lot's definitely moving on.
I'm picking A Lot too. So that sets up the final 4 representing the left side of the bracket. We got Sicko Mode versus A Lot. Ooh, this is tough.
Sicko Mode was just such a moment. And then like the thing with it is why I know Brennan's gonna go with A Lot, but Jonathan, I want you to think back to that fateful night you were listening to Astroworld for the first time and you heard that fucking
She's
beat
in love
switch.
with who I am.
Yeah, and then just that alone just that moves it on for me.
This is tough. So Brennan, you're obviously on A Lot here. Elijah, you're going Sicko Mode.
Yeah, of course.
So it comes down to me. Okay. This is tough. I feel like I have to go with Sicko Mode because just how much it played everywhere I was at. And the thing was, I never got sick of it. Like every time it came on, I was still pretty happy. Like I still loved it. It didn't get to the point where I was like, oh my God, I heard this 45 minutes ago. Turn it off, skip it. I was just rapping every word every single time. I have a video on my phone. I was going through my memories on Snapchat. I was at the bars in Champaign and it was with like some of my Hoopsin friends and some of my ISU friends. And Sicko Mode came on and I recorded everybody rapping it. And it just looking back was such a great moment. So I got to go with Sicko Mode.
I feel like it's one of those fucking just massive tracks that and like you said, you don't get tired of it. Like that's rare for, these huge commercial hits like that just to not get tired of it. And I mean, still to this day, anytime Sicko Mode comes on, it's gonna get wild. It's gonna get Sicko Mode.
It is. All right, Sicko Mode gonna be in the finals. Let's see who it's gonna go up against though. Let's start off the right side of the bracket. We have Self Care by Mac Miller versus Fun by Vince Staples. Two friends, collaborators, Vince Staples and Mac Miller. Hate to see them go up against each other in the first round. Tough matchup. I think I'm going to go Fun. I love Fun. I loved FM from Vince Staples, but I'm not mad if you guys both go Mac Miller because that's a great song too. And no offense to either of them. I don't see them making a deep run, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've just really had 2009 in constant rotation recently and Self Care as well. It's amazing track. I would have opted for 2009 to make it, but I'm still going to ride with Self Care here.
I'm going with Vince on this one. Like I remember this album coming out. I'm pretty sure I made a T-shirt with this cover art. Like I just liked it so much. So
cover art's cold.
Yeah,
it
cover
is
art's definitely raw. But yeah, I'm definitely going with Vince on this one. Super good track.
All right, I'm surprised. I honestly thought Vince was gonna get bounced first round, but Happy to
Yeah,
see
They
him
were
move
both
on.
they were both my picks. I didn't know where to go,
I
but
wouldn't be mad at either one winning there. So it's like,
Yeah, they're
I
like
think
pretty neck and neck, honestly.
I think another day I would have potentially leaned Fun. So
I think I just like Vince more than I like Mac.
Yeah.
So generally I go with Vince. Next matchup. This is, one of the most argued selections. We were between Ghost Town by Kanye and Violent Crimes by Kanye. These two were Violent Crimes. I was Team Ghost Town. I think Ghost Town a better track, but I get the love for Violent Crimes. I just thought, Ghost Town was more encompassing of everybody's 2018, but Violent Crimes is a great track. So I'm sure a lot of people still love it too, but to me, Ghost Town. But it's going to be Violent Crimes against Bubblin' by Anderson .Paak.
I think it's Violent Crimes pretty easily for me.
yeah, I mean, Bubblin's a great track. I love me some Anderson .Paak, but yeah, Violent Crime's definitely moving on. No questions asked.
That's tough. I love Anderson .Paak. Had to at least get him a little bit of love here on the bracket at least, but I knew it wasn't going to win. So yeah, I'm going Bubblin', I guess, just for the record, but obviously Violent Crime's going to move on.
I feel like you're gonna have this resentment towards Violent Crimes this whole bracket.
I know. No, I
You're
did
preying
tell
on
you
its
in the text. I said, just know I'm probably going to be against Violent Crimes in most matchups, and I think that's the case. Like I just like a lot of songs more than Violent Crimes. Good track, but not my favorite from Ye. And Ye's not even my favorite Kanye project. You know what I mean? So not that much attachment.
I'm imagining this moment in my head. Maybe 10 years down the line. I'm just at the hospital with you, comforting you as you have your daughter, and we just go for a car ride and then play Violent Crimes, and it's just all gonna make sense to you.
It's gonna hit one day.
You're gonna be like,
Johnny.
you know what? I should have chosen the 2018. It should have gone all the way.
It's gonna come
No,
back to
I
haunt
love
you,
the
bro.
sentiment. It's a great track, but it just doesn't stand out from 2018 that much. Like when I think back on 2018, I don't think of Violent Crimes. So that's always I was against it. Good track though. We'll see what it goes up against, how far it goes. But let's move on to the next round. We have If You Know, You Know by Pusha T versus Swervin' by A Boogie with a Hoodie featuring 6ix9ine.
That's such an awkward combo now, A Boogie and 6ix9ine. But I went back and just listened to the track the other day, Swervin', and 6ix9ine did his thing. I mean, that was before 6ix9ine, was a rat, all this other shit. So I mean, he put out some crazy verses sometimes, but I think it's pretty easily If You Know, You Know.
Yeah, I don't think this one should even be a question for anybody in this talking about this right now.
Yeah, it's got to be If You Know, You Know. That's a crazy track. One of my favorites in the year.
I always love when Pusha T brings in Sosa from Scarface.
Hard.
Iconic.
Just a great track. The whole project's great. It's a short project, but almost every song on there could make a deep run in this bracket, I think. So we'll see how If You Know, You Know does in the next round. Next matchup, we have Shoota by Playboi Carti featuring Uzi versus Black and White by Juice WRLD.
I mean, personally, I cannot stop. I
swear to God.
I mean, whatever. All right.
I swear to God, I'm going Shoota. This is not a Brockhampton joke. I only joke once. Oh God, I'm going with Shoota.
Dude, personally, I cannot stand Playboi Carti. It is just not for me personally. And I don't even really like Juice that much, but I'm picking Juice.
Elijah, what you? What are you feeling?
This is my first choice, Hey, give me a second to think, bro. I got butterflies in my stomach. But I'm going Black and White here. I'm not a big Carti guy either. I've mentioned that multiple times.
I know.
So don't be so surprised.
I know, but when we did 2018, our favorite albums, I forget what I put Die Lit as, but it was top 3. Like I love Die Lit. So tough. Shoot is a great track. Another song I feel like I heard everywhere. It's a shame to see it lose, but the Juice WRLD hype was real, obviously. Could have had a lot of tracks, but Black and White's a good track. Like I definitely did listen to Black and White a good amount in 2018, but just don't listen to Juice too much anymore. So
I feel like Black and White, it's like survived a lot more than like Lucid Dreams or
I think it has too.
That's why it's I chose the Off Goodbye and Good Riddance. So.
Yeah, that was a very good point.
I remember like being at the Lyrical Lemonade Festival and they played Black and White, and I was like, okay, like after hearing Lucid Dreams and all that so many times, you're kind of like, oh, whatever. All Girls the Same, even you're like, whatever. But Black and White was still fresh. It felt good at that time. And every time it came on in 2018, I was cool with it. So, all right.
That's like those massive rap hits that just kind of get old eventually.
Yeah, but Black and White, it just didn't get to that level of popularity, so it didn't get to that level of hate either. So, cool. Next one, Mona Lisa by Lil Wayne and Kendrick versus Noticed by Lil Mosey.
I love Notice by Lil Mosey.
Like,
It's a really good song.
It's
a really
like
good.
despite everything Lil Mosey's got going on, I still bang that bitch. But,
it's a banger. It's just so easy to just bop your head to.
I'm pretty convincingly Mona Lisa here.
Yeah, if we're being honest,
easily Mona Lisa.
We had to get the
but Noticed. We had to have him on the bracket.
I love that we all had that moment.
Yeah, we were just like,
No, I loved it. Like I was talking about Lyrical Lemonade just now. Lil Mosey performed easily the worst set of the day because he was like a kid, like he was like 16 or something, like, but he did Notice, and it was like, oh yeah, like it was cool, and there wasn't even that many people in the crowd because he was performing at like 2 p.m. or whatever, like 2 hours after the gates opened or whatever. But I loved Noticed, so yeah, it's a great track. But Mona Lisa, elite Kendrick feature. Wayne doing his thing so far into his career.
That back and forth there is just
killer track. Next matchup, we got Off to Zoinkies by JID versus OSOM by J Rock featuring J Cole.
I threw a OSOM in here, like, with a maybe not a little bit of controversy, but maybe it's not as popular as all these other songs. I mean, truly, I just wanted to get my little hint of J Cole in here, if I'm being honest. That's why I threw it in here. But JID, just, man, it's hard to beat him, and I don't think it's gonna beat him here. Off the Zoinks is a different kind of trap, just as a vibe, good bars, good, good beat, good everything.
My boy DiCaprio ain't losing.
Never. Finally got his Oscar.
JID. Gotta be JID here. There's a couple tracks off this project you could have picked too. Westbrook, 151 Rump, good tracks. I like Off the Zoinkies though. That was like one of my favorites in this drop. So
yeah,
I like that
for sure.
All right, next matchup. Earlier I said 2018 was kind of the year of Sicko Mode versus another track. And we're finally getting the other track. It's Mo Bamba. If you know, obviously. Everybody knows. But Mo Bamba was unavoidable in 2018. Mo Bamba was a moment. I think it actually technically might have come out in 17. I feel like it blew up late. The video didn't come out till 18. It's not on streaming services anymore as a single, or on Spotify at least. It's only on Mudboy. So it's here. It blew up in 2018, so it belongs. It's a song that defined 2018. And it's going up against Rubbing Off the Paint by YBN Namir. This song, I loved. I listened to Rubbing Off the Paint a lot. But it's Mo Bamba, no question. Like, Mo Bamba was a moment. As much as we talk about, the moment that This Is America was, Mo Bamba was also a moment in a very different way. But it was unavoidable. Everywhere you went, you heard Mo Bamba. Oh, fuck, shit, bitch. The Function was going crazy when that came on. It was, an all-time banger for my college 100%. Time. So I got to go Mo Bamba here, no question.
I feel like if we had Soul Train by Namir on here, it would have won, but
it'd be a different combo, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, full transparency, I'd never even heard this song by Namir or any song by Namir before this.
I listened to Soul Train. Soul Train's a classic.
I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the list. But I mean, yeah, Mo Bamba's winning, no question.
What's Mo Bamba going to go up against? The winner of Nice for What versus Kevin's Heart.
This is a hard one for me anyway.
This is so easy.
Really?
So easy.
This is like one of the only songs by Drake I actually like. But Kevin Hart for sure is gonna move on for me.
Kevin Hart?
Or Kevin's Heart. Oops, my bad.
Sorry, no, I wanted to troll. I feel like Nice or What, it just ages like fine wine. Like, this song just gets better every time I hear it. Like, the sample on it, insane. This is, I had this take made up. Post Views, best Drake track here. No question for me.
Not mad at that. We did our Drake hits bracket and it won. Like, it's an elite track. And I'll stand by that. It's easily Nice for What year. You don't even want to get me started on Kevin's Heart because I don't think you don't want to hear that. I really don't like KOD like at all. Like, I listened to it like twice when it dropped, and I literally don't think I went back to a single song like basically ever again. Like, I'll have them in like a playlist every now and then they might come on, but like I'm not going to KOD. If I want to go to Cole, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, For Your Eyes Only, Born
I
Sinner,
mean,
Sideline Story, all the classics, and then even like the off season. I'm not going to KOD though.
It is a really like
mid
really
album.
weird
Yeah.
album in
It's
his
just
discography.
yeah,
with how
definitely.
with how phenomenal his discography is, it is a very weird project.
It's not good. And I
No,
like J. Cole a lot.
It's not.
Like,
It's not good. It's a
But
very,
this song is good, in my opinion. This song is good.
it's fine. Like if it came on in like the car, I'd be like, all right, it's fine. But like I'm never gonna seek out a song from that project. Yeah. Sorry, J. Cole.
I understand.
Got love for Jermaine though. Great rapper. Next
Jermaine.
matchup though, second round of the right side, we have Fun by Vince Staples versus Violent Crimes. I did say I was going to be against Violent Crimes probably the whole way, depending on what it went up against. And this is the rare occasion where I will be on Team Violent Crimes.
Don't you grow up in a hurry.
It's a good track. 070 Shake goes crazy. The Nicki inclusion at the end, fantastic. Really makes it come full circle. And yeah, I'm just not that passionate about Fun. Like I like Fun, but Violent Crime's a good track.
I feel like this is gonna be a pretty hot take here, but give me Violent Crimes with 70 Shake over Ghost Town.
Hell no.
All day.
I think you guys are in the minority with that opinion, but
Are you calling us
wrong.
minorities?
Wow, what are you trying to say here, bro?
Hold up. I'm off this. We're gonna be like the Island Boys walk off.
You might be.
I'm an island boy, but
Yeah.
Violent Crimes, no questions asked.
Okay. Violent Crimes, moving on to go against the winner of If You Know, You Know versus Black and White.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, pretty easy this one, let's be honest.
Yeah, 2018 definitely huge year for Juice WRLD, but Pusha T, Daytona, one of the best albums of the year, no question. And If You Know, You Know, one of my favorite songs I still go back to so often, easily here. Next matchup, we got Mona Lisa versus Off the Zoinkies.
I got Mona Lisa here. Just that chemistry between Lil Wayne and Kendrick is just in this song. It's so beautiful.
I'm definitely gonna be the minority on this one, but I'm sticking with JID. Just a banger for me. It's what I listen to more for sure.
Another one here, we're 1-1 coming to me for the final. It's easily Mona Lisa here. I like Off the Zoinkies, but Mona Lisa, elite track. Kendrick feature goes crazy. Seeing Wayne perform at such a high level on a project that was so heavily anticipated, easily Mona Lisa. I can remember like walking to class, listening to Mona Lisa. It was great. It was just a great
Mona Lisa.
song.
It may not come on, all the time in my rotation, but when it does, I will listen to every single second of that song and just like listen to every word, the back and forth narrative they have going on. Just phenomenal track.
Great track. All right, next matchup, we got Mo Bamba versus Nice for What.
I'm going Nice for What on this one. Personally.
I'm also Nice for What here.
It's just a better song. You might be able to turn up and maybe you could say that Mo Bamba was like more present in like 2018, like in certain scenes or whatever, but
I think
Nice for What's just
Nice for
too
What.
Good.
Nice for What's also a ` Billboard track. So I mean, it has the hit value. I think it's aged significantly better than Mo Bamba.
I'll go Mo Bamba just for fun. I love Mo Bamba. Like, I was early on Mo Bamba. I'll die on that. Like, I remember I played it in the car with my sister, and she was like, "What is this?" like this is ass, basically. And I was just a little bit too early. There's only 2 songs I think like that I've been like too early on that people just they weren't ready for. And it was that, and it was Red Roses by Lil Skies. I was disgustingly early on that, and like I literally got asked to skip it the first time I played it. That's what I remember. And then those same people were bumping it like 2 months later,
Yeah.
So you hate to see that, but yeah, got to give Mo Bamba its flowers. It's a hit.
No, it definitely deserves its flowers. It's just going up against a fucking powerhouse here. This is a Drake hit bracket winner here. So don't take
Yeah,
this
I'm not
song
mad.
lightly.
I'm not mad at Nice for What because we obviously agreed on it previously, so you know how I feel about it. But let's see. Next matchup, we have Violent Crimes versus If You Know You Know.
I mean, Johnny doesn't even need to answer. We already know he's hating. So,
Yep. It's If You Know You
Oh.
Know easily for me here, so it's up to you two.
I fought hard for Violent Crimes to get into this bracket, so I'm sticking with that thing till it dies, 100%. Even though maybe deep down inside of me, I could admit that Pusha probably dropped the better track at the end of the day, but Violent Crimes for me is just.
I don't know which one's better. I mean, it just really depends on the mood I'm in. But all I'm gonna say is I only ever looked up to Sosa.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'm happy.
R.I.P.
Crazy. So I was gonna be pretty upset if it lost, especially a track that I wasn't even like all in on it being on the bracket.
It's razor tight, and it's like another one of those that was like, what am I feeling today? So
now, Johnny, if you know came up against Ghost Town, I want to know who's winning that for you.
That's way closer. I still think it's probably If You Know You Know, but it's way closer. Like Ghost Town, easily my favorite track off of Yay. So it would have been a more difficult decision, but I think ultimately I'm going If You Know You Know because I don't really know what's going to beat it for me. Like it'll have to be the right matchup. We'll see. Next matchup though, Mona Lisa versus Nice for What.
Jonathan, you start this off. You haven't started one off, so
okay.
On this side.
It's Nice for What. Like Mona Lisa, great track. Maybe the better track. Like it's a more technically impressive track at the end of the day, probably. But I could see the argument for Drake. Great sample, great pop hit, but also quality track. It's sometimes tough to do, but Drake does it, sometimes. And I think this is one of his best. Obviously, we agreed on it on the Drake hits bracket. It's gonna be tough to beat. I love Mona Lisa. Kendrick features crazy. But I think at the end of the day, Nice for What also like encompasses 2018 better than Mona Lisa, generally speaking.
I think along with that, Nice for What, it can play 1 through 5. It can play multiple roles. You can play Nice for What in the car, at the party, you just want a little cruising night like that. Mona Lisa, it's very one-dimensional.
It is.
So with that being said, I gotta go Nice for What.
Yeah, I'm not switching up the trend. Definitely Drake's taking it on this one.
Okay. And that sets up a very, very interesting final four on the right side of the bracket. It is If You Know You Know versus Nice for What. A year where these two were beefing so hard, and they're finally going to get a winner here. I think we all know who the winner was in real life and who the winner is in this bracket. It's If You Know You Know. Pusha T killed Drake in 2018 with the story of Adidon.
Ooh.
And he's going to kill him again here. It's got to be If You Know You Know.
100%.
I'm gonna, if
Elijah's got to be different.
No, If You Know wins here. This battle was won, but the war is just beginning.
Okay. All right.
You talk about a championship match. The war is just beginning.
The war is just beginning. He's fought for a couple tracks so far today. Sickle Mode, obviously one of them, and that's in the championship. If You Know, now moves on to go against Sicko Mode. Elijah, start us off here. How you feeling?
You know where I'm at. I love Push. Pusha T I love Push so much. Wait, are you talking 2018 hit? Are we talking a 2018 hit year? This is the track of 2018. The flow switch, insane. I mean, I just want you to, like I said, I'll pull this card out again. You're sitting in your bedroom, got your headphones on, and you just hear that fucking the Drake come on first and the flow switch. I mean, just initial thought on that track wipes easily, and then it still maintained that. It has maintained that value for 4 years now, going into 5. So,
Brennen, where are you at here?
I've said it a few times. I'm not the biggest fan of Travis or Drake, but I'm a huge fan of Push. And I mean, arguably, like you said before, 2018 Daytona may have been album of the year. If not, it should have been. But Yeah, I'm sticking with If You Know, You Know.
He's got rap album of the year this year.
Okay,
Not that
coming
he
down
better.
to me here. 1-1. This is a very, very tough matchup for me. 100% I play If You Know, You Know more today.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
So it's very tough. But in 2018, easily it's sicko mode. You know what I mean? Like sicko mode was everywhere. I was playing it. Everybody was playing it. And I loved it every time, like I said. But I don't go back to it too much. But when it comes on, I still do love it. It's tough because I do think If You Know, You Know is probably the more impressive, better technical track. You know, it's a better rap track. But the production on Sicko Mode is crazy. Take Keith goes crazy. That production, I was kind of to come up with Take Keith. I think I'm going Sicko Mode here. But it's
Sicko
tough.
Mode or Mo Bamba.
Exactly. It's Sicko Mode or Mo Bamba.
But I feel like the difference between Sicko Mode and Mo Bamba, or songs you mentioned, Lucid Dreams, Lean With Me, Sicko Mode has maintained that. It gives me the same feeling every time. It's not something that's fallen off. Like you said, today what you're banging more, If You Know, You Know, but I feel like you've heard Sicko Mode more times. So you're just a little more worn out from it, I guess, would be the word for that. But
fair. And like I think when Sicko Mode dropped, it was a bigger moment, like you said. I remember that Travis performed at Lollapalooza Thursday night. It dropped at midnight. He had the little release party. It was streamed on something, I believe, on YouTube. And it was a moment. Like Sicko Mode was crazy. Like that's an album I'll never forget listening to the first time. I definitely listened to the album multiple times before I went to sleep. I was so happy. I loved Astroworld. It was an album that was so hyped up, but it delivered, which is obviously tough to do with the way people's expectations get set so high these days. But yeah, Sicko Mode, great track, huge hit, and deservingly so. So happy to see it win here.
To close it off, last little bit here. I haven't mentioned it in quite a few months, but just how good of an album Astroworld is. Just such a classic to me. Just top to bottom, just a phenomenal album.
It's great. You got it on the wall. If you're watching on YouTube, you see you got the vinyl up. It's a great album. No complaints.
Utopia
Obviously, Trav.
coming soon.
Utopia definitely coming soon. We'll talk about that in the news, but it's definitely coming soon. Brennen, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. Hope we had a good time. I know Sicko Mode wouldn't be your choice, but I hope you can understand how it got to this point.
Hey, I get it. I get it. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Have me again when y'all blow up. I'm sure it'll be soon. Hire my brother. Y'all have a good night.
Brennan's a soldier, by the way, so thank you for your service, buddy. I know you can't be here all the time, but we appreciate the little bit of time you can come back to us. So
it's nice to be home.
Putting on over in Guam.
Hey, I'm making
some people's ass going crazy. My boy, a fighter. Brennen, last thing, we'll finish on this. You have fought before, boxing, all this stuff.
It's
MMA, but
MMA.
Whatever.
MMA, my bad.
We're not gonna nitpick you.
You're wearing gloves, you're throwing punches. That's all I know. All right. I've seen like couple videos.
I understand.
Anyway, what's on your playlist? What's on your workout playlist? Tell us.
I'll pull it up for you right now.
Give us your top 3 tracks.
My top 3 tracks when I'm
like your go-to,
on.
like put the your last track. You're about to go fight a dude.
Gotta get
in a cage. 2 men walk in.
Where you're working out, you're doing a tough workout.
My walkout song, Power, Kanye West. Kanye's fucking iconic. That shit made me feel like I could just murder someone. I had You and I by Flatbush Zombies. That song just hits different for me. It just gets me like focused, locked in. And then I'm gonna have to go with Invincible by Pop Smoke.
Ooh, good pick.
That song just gets me ready to go.
If I had Pop Smoke back in the days where I was wrestling, I would be.
It just gets you locked in.
I'd be geeked on that match.
For sure. All right. Thank you for putting people on, Brennen. Thank you for being on here. You're a legend. Hopefully, we'll get you back on one day. We got a lot of people got to get on though. We got to show
He'll
love to the
definitely be
homies.
back
Yes.
on with it. Like this chemistry was.
I really enjoyed this. This was definitely. I was like a little nervous coming on, but I feel like it went pretty well. Like I don't know. This
No,
was
at the end of
actually
the day, it's just talking. We're
yeah.
hanging out there at
This
night, just doing this too. Like it's
Yeah,
just
we did.
100%.
Yeah, we did.
This was
We do
a lot of
this.
fun.
We
A
do
lot of
this.
fun. Yeah. I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
y'all having me on for real. Appreciate it. I know you guys got a long list. I know you guys are popular. You know, a lot of people want to be in front of the camera with you guys. So
Brennan's been.
You're only our
Brennan's been
fourth
on that
guest.
list. Brennan's been on that list
I'm
since
only-
day one,
Brennan,
though.
we made a list before we started the podcast, and you were
Jonathan was sitting right across from me.
at the top of our list. We were in Elijah's kitchen. I got the notes to prove it. You were at the top of
hey,
our list. We
I'm
wanted you on
genuinely
here.
honored. I'm
Hey,
honored. I
so,
mean that.
happy
the
to have
IG
it.
post where we're writing down notes, your name was on that list.
100%. Like that's no cap at all. So thank you, Brennan. All right. That was a 2018 songs bracket. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun making it. Shout out to Brennan for joining us on the episode once again. I feel like I thanked him a million times at the very end there, but it was great to have him on the episode. A lot of good chemistry with him. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, shout out my boy. You know, this has been something that's been plotting. He's been one of the first guests we wanted to bring on since we started all this. So it was good to finally get him on while he's home. So shout out my boy. You know, he's listening from Guam right now. So I hope you like the finished product.
Yes, sir. It was so funny going back to Sicko Mode being the winner. I was thinking about that the day after we recorded so much. It was so funny that I joked about Sicko Mode losing and then it ended up winning, obviously. But that would have been so funny if I actually picked Brockhampton there just to upset Sicko Mode. Our winner would have been gone in the second round. Would have been a much different bracket.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, and I kind of looking back on it, you know, like it's Sicko Mode. Like, you could view it as like a troll pick or whatever, but that song's a fucking banger. Like, argue with the wall.
It is. I was thinking about it and I was like, it is almost, it's like the cop out answer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
happy with it. Like, it definitely deserved to win. But there's some others that I was like, I don't know. If you know, losing the championship, I think that's a fine place for it. But then I was thinking, like, what songs didn't make it as far as I thought? A lot made it far, but I thought a lot had a chance to win. And I mean, it made it to the Final Four, I think. So it was close.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much as deep as you can make it without winning or damn near winning.
I guess,
so.
but I feel like it has championship DNA, you know?
It should have been on the other side of the bracket then. It should have came into that monster of Sicko Mode. So
Tough. That's true. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, we'll have the link to the 2018 songs bracket in the description of today's YouTube video. So if you want to fill yours out, go get that. And then let us know on our Instagram DMs at Second Avenue Pod who won your guys' brackets. We're curious. I feel like there's a lot of songs that you could pick here. It's a pretty deep bracket, so let us know. But as always, let's get into the news this week. Let's start off with this week's releases. Pretty good week. We got albums or projects from Brockhampton, Roddy Ricch, Rod Wave, Westside Boogie with a Deluxe, 38 Special, and Harry Fraud, SSG Kobe, Comethazine, and Fouché. And then we got singles from Nicki Minaj, Don Toliver, Lil Peep, Babyface Ray, Chance the Rapper, Jaleel featuring Denzel Curry, Rich Brian, Pharrell and Travis Scott, DC the Don, Pink Panthers, and more. It was a pretty solid week.
definitely super solid week. We'll spoil next week's episode right now. Next week we're gonna do a in-depth Brockhampton review, so we'll save our thoughts on that. But what else were you able to give a listen to this week?
I feel like Brockhampton got most of my attention so far this week. I've listened to The Family probably 3 or 4 times, and then TM probably 2 or 3 times. I'll say my thoughts on all those.
We ain't gonna say
but
too much.
Other than that, listen to Don Toliver's single, Peep, Chance, Jaleel, and Pharrell and Travis Scott, and Pink Panthers. So got to listen to a couple of the singles. Haven't got to any of the projects. Want to listen to the Fouché one. Listen to her single with Uzi though. Fire. So I got some high hopes for that one.
Definitely. From what I had listened to, I think Roddy Ricch, he beat the washed up memes.
Did he? Okay, I haven't got it.
I think
I've never been that big
I
on
think
Roddy. So
I love
okay.
Roddy. That's my boy. It's still, a feed the streets. It's not like it's not giving you a please give me or forgive me for being antisocial vibes, but still a solid project nonetheless. And then Lil Peep, I texted you about this point here. Peep back in the day had a lot of stuff on SoundCloud that wasn't released. So I'd go there to listen. And Haunt You was the track that he dropped this week, or his family dropped this week, and I was just super happy to have that on streaming services now. And like I told you in the DMs, like it's nice to see his family or whoever releasing stuff for him to actually do stuff or release stuff that he's done, or produce stuff like that, or tracks he's approved, rather than some other families, not going to name names here, just throwing together these 20 song albums, fucking 4 or 5 albums in, like, after their death. So
yeah, just to maybe make a little money, maybe to continue the legacy. A lot of motives there possible, but sometimes it's not the best look when they're doing that. So yeah, I really love what Peeps family does, at least keep the legacy alive in a very positive way. So shout out to them getting the music out there on the stream platforms that wasn't always on. So very cool to see. But yeah, like we said, Brockhampton review next week. We'll also talk about like some of our favorite moments from all the members and stuff. Kind of just a look back on Brockhampton. If this is really it, we'll talk about that. I don't know. It might not be it. It might be.
We'll
you never
see.
Know
Yeah, we'll go in depth. We'll go in depth. Save all that. Save any Brockhampton talk.
Yep, we will. So let's move on. The Grammy nominations were released this week. The Grammys are going to be on Sunday, February 5th next year. So not too long away, but we did get the nominations this week. Starting off, we got Best Rap Album. God Did, DJ Khaled. I Never Liked You, Future. It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. And Come Home, The Kids Miss You by Jack Harlow. This is another thing. We don't want to give too much away here. This year we did a Grammy predictions episode. So, I think we're going to have to do that again for the 2023 Grammys.
For sure.
So expect that in January. But we don't want to give too much away. We just want to tell you guys what the nominations are. We'll talk a little bit about how we feel, I guess, quick, but we'll give our prediction. This is, a pretty mid rap album of the year group, I will say, though. There's definitely some snubs here. We could talk about that now. JID should be here. Denzel should be here. I won't say who I think should win, but those are the people that I think should be in contention, at least.
It's the Grammys, though. It's something you're never going to be satisfied with, regardless, is my thing on it. And they're going to choose what's the biggest, not what's the most deserving. I feel like the past few years they have, chose some deserving albums, like what they had Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs on there with a nomination a couple years ago, or a few years ago. So albums like that deserve that nomination, probably deserve a chance to win, of course, or with Freddie Gibbs probably should have won there, but stuff like that. And then some that don't deserve to make it, like I won't say any names, so I'll save all the thoughts I have.
So let's move on, though. Best rap song: Churchill Downs, Jack Harlow featuring Drake. God Did, DJ Khaled. The Heart Part 5 by Kendrick, Pushin' P, and Wait For You by Future, Drake and Thames. Okay. Not bad.
I feel like
Not
the
bad.
song part, it's super difficult to choose because there's so many different options you could choose from, and truly nobody's going to be satisfied with the song part.
No.
Albums, you possibly could get something where the majority is satisfied, but yeah, the songs, it's really,
it is so tough. There's so many songs obviously released even every day, every week, every month, and obviously every year. There's so many to choose from, so many different styles that fall under this rap category. Obviously Tyler had his beefs with it when Igor won. Definitely not a rap album, but it was classified in a rap. So if they're considering that rap, what else are they considering rap? You know what I mean? Some of these songs, that we're going to get to a little bit later with like rap performance, I think some of those are borderline pop. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of tough when everything that is considered, urban or whatever just gets thrown into rap. So very tough to get a good rap group. And I think there's some good songs here, but I don't know. Definitely some songs missing. Moving on, best melodic rap performance. We have Beautiful by DJ Khaled, SZA, and Future. Then we have Wait For You again by Future, Thames, and Drake. First Class by Jack Harlow, Die Hard by Kendrick, and Big Energy by Lotto. What do you think about this group?
I love the Lotto nod. And then, it's the same thing here. There's just such a broad range of songs you could choose from or consider even a rap melodic performance. So with that, I mean, I can't complain too much. I feel like you just have to choose from what's there. I can't like nitpick on what I think should be there for that at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think melodic rap is essentially like pop rap. Like Wait For You is
Yeah.
like, Drake and Thames last singing. There's obviously rap elements there. First Class is just trying to be a pop song. Die Hard, I guess I would throw in the melodic rap too. I think that does deserve the title there, just because it is, Kendrick, and Kendrick is a rapper, and it melodic elements more so than it's poppy or R&B. So I think that one's classified pretty well there. Next one here, we have Best Rap Performance with God Did, Vegas by Doja Cat, Pushin P, FNF by Glorilla, and The Heart Part 5. Not
Same
bad.
thing here. Yeah, I can't complain too much about them. I feel like they're all solid enough. There's nothing like where I'm like, holy fuck, they fucked this up horribly,
Yeah, I kind of like the Glorilla nod there. That's kind of fire. Vegas is a good song. I feel like that's a very big song. I don't want to say I could see it winning. I don't want to give my thoughts away too soon, but it's a big song. So we'll see. Obviously, I have my picks already made, but we'll get into that in January. So mark your calendars and come back for that. One other piece of Grammy news, we have Yeat. He was snubbed from the Best New Artist nominations. And it's pretty crazy to see that he outstreamed every other artist.
Yeah,
Yeat is him.
Yeat is definitely him. And I feel like this is another form of the Grammys just disrespecting rap. I mean, I don't know, not too much to say about it other than that for sure. Like it's sad.
Obviously a lot of good artists in that Best New Artist category, but I feel like Yeat definitely was deserving. I mean, he's been running it up. Obviously, Rich Minion really helps his case. I feel like that alone gives him enough of a case to be nominated at least. I don't know.
I feel like musically alone, he deserves to make it. And then the social media influence he has as well. Like, I mean, there's every factor in there for him to be a nomination for this. So for him to be a winner for this, I mean, not just a nomination. So
100%. And I feel like there's like a difference between, last year he wasn't a double XL freshman, he turned it down, versus being the Grammy's Best New Artist. Like, that's kind of way bigger accomplishment in your career. Like, obviously it's cool to be a double XL freshman, but being the Grammy's Best New Artist, that's kind of a dope moment, obviously. At the same time, I do feel like there's like a bit of a reputation that's a curse at the same time. So maybe you don't want to be it.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation for sure.
All right, we took a long part of the episode doing that bracket, so we don't want to spend too much time on the news here. Our last piece of news we're going to get into is the Rolling Loud California lineup has dropped, headlined by Playboi Carti, Travis Scott, and Future. Looking pretty good as always. Rolling Loud comes through with the good lineups. What do you think about the lineup this year, though?
It's solid, super solid. Love to see Carti get his first headliner at Rolling Loud. So much deserved with that. He kills it nearly every time as a pre-headliner there. And then the return of Travis. I was expecting it in Miami at least, but I mean, this all but guarantees Utopia in the first quarter of the year. So I'm super excited about that as well.
Has to drop. I'm excited. Everything we've been getting from Travis. We got Down in Atlanta. That was cool. We got the feature with Drake and 21. That was cool. Very excited for whatever Travis has coming. So definitely coming soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a single by the end of the year, though. Just maybe one single.
It could be. I told you. I said I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Christmas Day or like New Year's Eve drop, like some big holiday where he drops on. So, but I mean, I'm just super excited that it's coming within the next few months. So,
yeah, it has to. And we haven't talked about it in a minute, but I mean, Frank Ocean got to be coming soon too. He's got to be coming soon.
I'd expect quarter one.
He's got the Coachella date. He's got the Coachella date. Like, anytime you see their name on that festival lineup, you know what time it is, and it's time for both of them soon. So exciting. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the 2018 songs bracket and all the rest of the things we talked about this episode. Had a lot of fun having Brennen on the pod this week. Maybe let's get some guests on soon, do some more brackets, stuff like that. It was great to have a third person making the bracket. So if we had a 1-to-1 split, we could decide it with Brennen. So it was perfect. We didn't, it wasn't you and me and then he would decide it, but
yeah,
we took turns. So
yeah,
it was cool.
Good chemistry there is what I'll say with that. Talked about him with a little bit after the episode. He did it live here in the apartment. So shout out my boy Brennen, if you're listening to this, thank you so much again. Super grateful that you were able to come on, and I hope you liked what we did here with finished product. So
yes, sir. Hopefully everybody else enjoyed it as well. Hopefully you guys have a good week, and we'll see you guys next week for the Brockhampton, The Family, and TM reviews, as well as some of our favorite moments from Brockhampton's career. So we'll see you guys next week. Peace.